So I wanted to test how the Song of Days Past works and how good of a buff it is if it's even worth going for it. What was this constellation? Okay, it's just an attacking. Alright. So my Charlotte is on Utsonai, which is a pretty good event weapon for her. And of course the 4-piece Song of Days Past, which has this very weird activation condition. Whenever you heal someone, it will create this yearning effect for 6 seconds. And it will record everything, every healing, including overflow healing. So that's good because you don't have to worry about your characters being low health before you use it. So you can use it even when everybody is on full health. And then when this 6 seconds end, it will give a percentage of that, 8% of that total healing amount recorded. And it will be there for 10 seconds or 5 times, 5 attacks. Which is not that big of a deal, I think. Most characters would basically be able to use that efficiently and won't have a problem with it. A single instance could have 15,000. And this 8%, I'm not entirely sure of the math here. It's going to be some additive damage percent increase. It's not going to be multiplicative. It will break it. Yeah, so let's actually put it into action. So I'm going to try just Nevolet's base damage. Okay, so it's 15,900. Alright, now let's try with her buff. So this 6 seconds start. I think this is a circle around her. That's the yearning effect. Now let's try. Okay. Wait, why did that only work for 2 or 3 hits? Alright, let's try that again. I'm gonna try it right now. Okay, so that 20,000 is actually the increase. Alright, just for a direct comparison, you know what I'm going to do? I'll try to compare this with VV. I'll put it on Jean and let's see the difference. Alright, now my Jean has VV Shred and I'm just gonna see how good this 4-piece is compared to the Song of Days Past. Alright. Swall. Yeah, it's just so much better. Okay, I'm gonna try a full rotation. First, I'm gonna try it without Charlotte, without someone else. Oh no. Yeah, so it is around 49,000 that I get on my usual rotation. And this buff. Let's see what it comes down to. The only problem is that this buff has a very weird activation of 6 seconds, which means I'll have to heal on her first before I do other things, which is gonna be a little problematic, at least with Nevolet. Okay, let's try it. Alright, let's start with her buff first. Okay, so those buffs. Okay, so the numbers where I hit 54 and something, I think that's when the passive effect of the 4-piece set activated. The timing is weird, especially in Nevolet's team. I need to see which team this would work in the best, and you could also use this set on Jean. So maybe even Kazuha's team could use that 4-piece effect. I use Nevolet just as a standard DPS for just a basic benchmark, but you could probably do this with all DPSs. Everybody uses a damage percent increase, so you could do this basically with any DPS. So all in all, is it worth? I'd say it depends. It's just better. It's a better damage increase. It's not a buff per se, it decreases the opponent's resistance. So when you really think about it, in an entire team rotation, this 4-piece effect is much more valuable. Because in a full team rotation, you're gonna have other sources of damage percent increases. It's gonna add up. And when you have many sources of damage percent increase, it becomes less valuable, obviously so. So this resistance shred is actually better. And it doesn't have that stipulation of 6 seconds or whatever. That's just gonna screw with your rotations. You're gonna get this immediately for 10 seconds. It also has another part to it. Increases swirl damage by 60%. So I think there's no contest. I still think in some teams this is useful. Baiju would be able to use this very efficiently. I don't have Baiju, but I think he would be very good with this. In Alhaitham teams and catching Aggravate or Tignari. It's not game breaking in any sense. It's not like Emblem or Gilded Dreams or one of those sets, VV. It's not. It's just the activation. The 6 minutes of Yearning effect is just too situational. They didn't need this. They could just make this effect like active immediately after the healing. That would work so much better than the current way. But I don't know, maybe I'll learn something new. I'll learn how to use it because I haven't seen any guides on how to actually utilize this set properly. It's just my first testing of it. And from what I read and the way I've tested it, I don't think it's that good, but maybe I'm missing something. So yeah, that's about it. I think it's good. You can farm for it and use it in a couple of teams. Zhao's team, I think it would be useful. I can feel it would be pretty good there. So yeah, if I miss something, let me know.